and good morning, my lovely friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine and welcome at my studio. Today I'm coming super excited with this new issue of Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine. This is their issue number 213 and I absolutely love it. Check this out, my friend. You have this folder, a large embossing folder. There is several of the dies which you can layer up together, and there's also gorgeous stamp sets for various occasions, so that will serve you very well throughout the entire year. One thing I would like to mention is that in this issue of Simply Cards and Papercraft, if you haven't subscribed to it yet, there is a special offer. You can get up to 60% off if you subscribe and you choose the largest subscription volume. You will get 60% off on your magazine, which means it all comes down to £2.75 per issue. So imagine yourself, you pay £2.75 for all this lovely free gift you have here, and every single issue the magazine editor is making sure that you get your best presents ever, and every single issue there's something spectacular added to the magazine, and this is why I'm buying it, and this is why I truly love it. And I absolutely love to create from it. So here I've decided to use this embossing folder, and what I want to do, I want to create a square card, but I will incorporate this embossing folder in as my main panel. And look on that, my friend, how spectacular this embossing looks out. It's very high quality, and it's this a very nice pattern, very rich embossed texture, and I absolutely love it. Imagine that self, add a little bit of the gold and you've got this ready like a card for wedding or anniversary. But this time I've decided to go with a slightly different look. I am gonna be doing embossing on top of the embossing. So once I have my panel embossed, I am slightly smudging my embossing ink pad on top of that, and then I am adding embossing powder. However, the embossing powder I have here, this is the semi-transparent embossing powder. It comes from the range, and it's lovely color sage. It's very nice subtle greenish color tone. But what is interesting in this embossing folder, it's semi-transparent, which means it's not gives that opaque look. It's still, you can still see through it, and because of that I think it's really adding this nice shininess, but it's not overtaking the embossed area. It would be different if I would cover it in any of the opaque embossing powders. They would be probably do not make this pattern as much visible. But I think this semi-transparent one, it's really does the job here, and it's just matching here perfectly, and it's even enhanced that texture even more. Once I'm happy with the panel, once I've tried it with my heat tool, I set the powder, I've decided to create a little border for my panel, and for that I will be taking additional strip of the paper. You can see it over here, and I will add a different embossing to it. I have this lovely cosmic blue embossing powder from the company called Moon Glow. I'm not quite sure if they're like a proper manufacturer. It looks like it's more like a handmade. Someone is mixing up those colors. I actually received it from one lady. I received the whole packaging of those embossing powders, but I've never seen a website for this Moon Glow company, so I'm not quite sure whether they're still producing them or not. But check this out, my friend. This bluish tone, it really looks really lovely, and it goes really well with this lovely sage green color embossed panel. For my focal point, I will be doing this lovely tulips, and this die set actually have several layers, and the similar way as you do with the stamping layering stamping image, here you just cut these elements and then you glue one on top of another one. You've got 3 layers, and this creates your dimension. And I've decided to color them and to keep everything bounded with the rest of my cards where I'm having this lovely shininess. I've decided to use the product called Spectrum Noir Sparkle Glitter Ink. This is the liquid ink. I had it from the craft stash. I've already made a review video and I use it on plenty other occasion. You can check on my YouTube channel. I do have a few video tutorials with those products, and they're absolutely gorgeous. I love this shininess, and it's very, very nice shimmering. And this is a great product to actually substitute instead of the using a glitter paper. It's still very nice shininess, but nothing is shredding. You don't end up with glitter everywhere, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's because you add it to your normal paper, you still don't have the problem with die cutting it, which is especially important if you're using this glitter paper. Even if you use the sheer glitter, which has this teeny tiny bits and they're very well pressed and it's not coming off. But this kind of a paper, it's very, very hard to die cut through, especially with the intricate dies. So this is the perfect solution for you to have the best of both worlds, because you can use your paper, which you can die cut with the dies, even with the most intricate one, and then you can color over it with the Spectrum Noir glitter, liquid glitter inks, and no one will figure it out that you haven't used the glitter paper. And here I am just cutting all my tulip elements. And one thing I didn't mention, the green panel, I didn't have those spectrum glitter inks for the green color scale, so instead of that I used the other product which is called Aladdin inks, and I've colored the green panel from that, and it's also nice and shininess. And here you can notice I've created 3 colors. One is red, one is pinkish, and another one, the third one, is a peachy color tone. And I must tell you, my friends, I am not, although I really love those colors and I love every single one of them, I wasn't very impressed with this color combination. I think I've created a mistake, because I should stick to 2 colors, either red and peach or red and pink, and then mix up myself a medium tone in between those two, rather than reach for a third color. And once I put all my tulips together, I wasn't very happy how they turn out. I mean, I love this die and this design is very beautiful, and I will be creating a lot more of those tulips, but I wasn't very, very happy with the color I chose to mix up together. They didn't went well, according to me at least. Everyone is different, everyone's got their own like preferences and your own taste, and for me, I think I didn't chose those colors right. So I found the easy way to fix it. I've just reached for my Dog Crafts watercolor pens, and once I assemble, you can see me here, I add the glue and I stick the all 3 layers together, and then I realize I'm not very pleased. What I should do, I should rather adhere them temporarily, or just to do a dry run just to see, but I didn't do it. I glue it straight away, and then once I had them ready, I wasn't quite happy how they turned out. So to fix it up, I reached for my Dog Crafts watercolor pens, and I've just simply color or on top of that. And then I'm also gonna be adding additional step, and must to tell you, today cards I did quite a lot different little things. It was more time taken than the previous cards I was creating, but it's definitely worth it. It's one of those projects when you put your heart and you're always trying to make the best. This is something I truly love. When I'm creating, I'm always trying to find the best way, and even if I'm unhappy, I am trying to save some project and change it, and I will be changing it and adding or switching colors until I'm fully happy, because I want every single card of mine to be this work of my heart, and it will be something which I will truly love and cherish myself. It's just something I want to do. I'm always making sure that my cards are the one which they look the way I would like to receive myself. So if I will give it to someone else, they will I hope they will feel the same, or have the same, look on the card. And here, I just quickly, once I put the tulips together, color them, I add a layer of the embossing powder just to bound it together nicely with the rest of the card. Everything will be covered in the embossing, so I thought it will be a nice thing to do as well. And I also repeat the exactly same steps for my leaves. I die cut them, and then I enhance the color teeny tiny bit with the help of the same watercolor markers. And once I was happy, I glue everything. First I glue it, then I color it, and then finally I also cover it in this lovely embossing powder. This time I use this nice shade called reindeer moss, and it's also from the Moon Glow company, which I was telling you before. Once I had all my elements for my floral arrangement ready, I also decided to frame them nicely, and for that I cut myself a little frame using this Daisy May design die. This is also one of my favorite dies recently. It's available from the Craft Stash. It's their exclusive brand, and they Claire, the owner and designer, she's bringing a lot of beautiful designs to the Craft Stash store, so you may definitely want to check this out because I truly love them and they're so versatile. I have this set and you've been seeing me using for many occasions, and I still don't have enough. And what I did, I actually cut the this frame, and then I use another, just a simple square circle inside, just to cut myself a frame, and then I emboss it with the same embossing powder which I did on this strip. And I'm planning to add the sentiment, and for that I wanted to stamp it on my stamping platform. The only one trouble I had with my stamping platform, even though I really love it and it's great for stamping, it's the size. Unfortunately, the one I have, the platform I have, doesn't allow me to stamp on the bigger cardstock. However, I've decided to outsmart my stamping tool a little bit, and what I'm planning to do is I will actually stamp my sentiment on the strip of the paper, and then I will attach it to my main panel this way that no one will ever notice that it wasn't stamping on a panel. It would look like that would be a one whole thing. So once I attach my embossed panel to the front, no one will ever notice. And I want to use my stamping platform mainly because I wanted to create this rice embossing sentiment. And what it does mean is that you are stamping over and over again a few layers in of the sentiment, one on top of another, and that way you've got this really nice textured embossing, and the sentiment is really nice, and it just looks beautifully. And because I'm keeping the bottom part of my card plain, I thought that this resin embossing will look really nice. For the minute I have a trouble to decide whether I would like to use a silver or gold embossing powder, but then because I have this lovely Nuvo drops in a gold color, it's called pale gold Nuvo drops. I've decided to go with the golden embossing powder because that way I will be able to add both to my card and this will look lovely together. So here you can see I add a little bit of the baby powder to take the static off, and I am stamping and adding the first layer of the embossing powder, and once I will set the powder I will repeat the same process few times. I think I've actually in overall I create 3 layers, one on top of another, and very important thing here is to make sure you reposition your paper, your strip or your piece of paper on which you are stamping on. You reposition it exactly the same place every single time. And this embossing technique called rice embossing, it's very nice, and it's especially looking good if you're creating this sentiment or you have this like a outer shape, open embossing shape like you've got. It's very nice looking if you have this like a flower, and you can color inside the petals, and then you can add outer edge few times to create this lovely rice embossed look. And but again, every single time you have to focus on making sure you are positioning your paper in exactly the same position, which is very easy with the stamping tool. And here you can see me, I am hitting my stamped image on from the bottom. This is the tip I learned myself from the one of the craft stash master classes. They do have this live master classes with the experts, and you can find out many interesting tips over there. And I actually learn myself few techniques which I am using every single time. Ever since I find out about them, I'm just learning every single day, and this is something I am truly grateful for, because even though I am creating cards for nearly 10 years, I think that there's always room to grow and improve, and I am very happy whenever I can find a new technique or find out something from someone. This is a great way to master yourself, to keep the open mind that there's always a chance to improve and learn something new. And here I've cut this strip half, and I will be creating a little border for my panel, and I just love this color combination. I must tell you, this lovely pale blue with this sage green color embossing is just absolutely amazing. I think I will repeat this on another cards as well, because I truly love this color combination. And it's been some time since I've did so much embossing like I'm doing here on this card, but I really enjoy creating the card. Even though it was a little bit longer, it took me twice as much time as previous cards I was quickly creating, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. Once from time to time, I love to create something which is the labor of love, and I am happy that I've did so many steps to add to this card, because overall at the end the result is just spectacular, and I truly love it. I know that I shouldn't be saying as much that, oh, I love the card I've created, but I must tell you, my friends, this time I'm truly fall in love. I just love every single thing, and usually I'm very hard judge on myself, but this time I absolutely adore the card I've created, and I am very proud and happy from it. And to assemble my card, I am using this double-sided foam tape. I have those big rolls which I am buying in hardware store. Those one in particular I actually order from eBay, but I love them, and they're very good quality, and also very nice dimension. I think it's just a 1 millimeter thick, so whenever I need more I could put 2 layers, but for this card I wanted to keep it flat so it will be easy for the mail, for going through the mail. And even though it doesn't have many standing out element, it's very rich texture, so everything compounds nicely. And I am adding a little bit of the foam tape also to this circular frame, just to help me out to raise the frame as well. And then once I have my frame attached, I will start gluing my flower composition, and for that I am using my hot glue gun. And I'm not sure if you can see, but this foam tape is just match perfectly to the circle shape, and I am able to put it in this nice circle shape because I am unrevealing paper as I go. You would not be able to put it so nicely if you would keep your release paper. But even if I left it open without the release paper for a few minutes, it's not a big deal. I'm still using a hot glue on top of that to help me glue it to the paper. And finally, I also decided to cut a few little red hearts because I thought they will frame my sentiment nicely. I couldn't decide which size I should go for, so I just cut them both just to see, and I could, do a dry run before I've decided. I think I've chose the smaller one. And I must tell you, I truly love these cute little hearts. When I cut 4 of them, I instantly had another card idea in my head. And I'm not sure how the things work for you, but very often, many times when I create card, I'm already finding another inspiration for another card or another idea I would like to execute my card in different way. So let me know where you find your inspiration. Do you also have some ideas, like you start making card and then you have more ideas come into your head, and what do you do with them? Do you write your ideas somewhere or you just keep them in your head? I must tell you, my friends, that I do have a little notebook where I'm trying to write down all my ideas. I'm not very good at this. Usually is that I'm sometimes create something and then I pop into a great idea, but I never write it down straight away. And by the time I'm finished filming and doing like voiceover and edit my video, I'm already, oh sugar, I forgot what the great idea was or something. So let me know how you store your ideas. Do you store them in your head, or you write them down? Do you have some sort of inspiration book, or create some mood boards, or I don't know, maybe like you collecting some boards on a Pinterest? Let me know what's inspire you and how you gather together all the ideas. My main inspiration is usually Craft World. This is my favorite place to go. They have that huge inspiration page on the front where all the crafters are posting their own artwork, and there is several groups, so you can choose whatever group is interesting for you, with the, like stenciling, stamping, or designed to a specific product. There is like a hairthread creation group, there is a Sizzix fan group, there is a group dedicated to the magazine. There's also one for Simply Cards and Papercraft over there as well. So definitely, if you're looking for some inspiration, sign up over there. It's for free, and it's a lovely place to hang out because there's lots of beautiful crafty friends over there. I've met my best crafty friendships over there, and I just couldn't leave without the craft world now. But going back to my card, I've decided to use a little bit of this pinkish color cord. I think it's complete card nicely. I didn't want to add any like a ribbon bows or something which will overtake from this design. Plus I'm trying to keep it simple and relatively flat, so that will be easier for posting. And I really love how this pinkish little splash of pink in the form of the card is completing the card nicely, and overall it's in very nice pastel tone colors. And what I also did, I took my tulips and I raised them slightly with the foam tape just to give them a little dimension just to the flower heads. I complete my card also with the Nuvo drops, with this pale gold Nuvo drops I was telling you about. And I also added some glossy accents to finish off my hearts and give them a nice lovely dimension. So that will be my card for today. I hope you enjoy my today's inspiration. And just to let you know, the Simply Cards and Papercraft is available through many stores, and also you can get it from the Craft Stash. And if you're a premium member on the Craft World, you can get additional 10% off of the price. Thank you so very much for watching my tutorial. I am wishing you all a fabulous day, my friends. Stay blessed. Bye bye.